The real topic is I've been playing a really weird game that I did not think I would be playing. A Sword Art Online game.
Sword Art Online.
Yeah, first I just all of a sudden started to watch the show and I saw there was a game for it and I was like, I was $20, I'll play it, and it's very okay. I really like the show and I really don't like the show at the same time. It is it's like weird because I keep wanting to watch it, but then I know its flaws like so bad. And it's basically the Call of Duty of anime. Like it is like everybody loves to hate on it, but it's like so successful. And I can totally see why people hate on Call of Duty, but then again, it's just a good show. So I kind of feel that the way with this show, but it got me thinking. The whole point of the show is these people are getting in these virtual reality helmets and they're being transported into these, MMOs. And they are fully in it. Like they control everything with their brain and stuff, and they like live in these worlds. So it got me thinking, like, first of all, I don't think we'll really ever get to a place like that, but I know that a lot of people are trying with the Oculus Rift and PlayStation VR and stuff. So I wanted to hear you guys' opinion on, can virtual reality go too far? Because if I was thinking, like, if there was a world like this, like, why would anybody want to leave?
Right.
Like, if you feel like us right now are actually in another world and stuff, like, why would we leave? Like,
I think that is taking it too far.
I do too.
If you don't want to be in this world anymore.
That's what I'm thinking. And I feel like what if virtual reality, like the Oculus Rift and stuff, what if it takes that next step and like people that are really like not really socially, good and stuff, if that's a good way to put it, like what if they just literally shut out and just like stay in this world?
I mean, that happens now without virtual reality.
I know. So I'm saying, like, what if we're like treading on dangerous waters here in terms of,
it could
like,
very well be.
I think you got to look at it in the perspective of each individual, because maybe for some people, like you said, that are social outcasts and been that way their entire lives, and granted, like we're already saying, like, I definitely don't want to get to the point where like the vast majority of human civilization is like, I'd rather spend time playing my PlayStation VR than going outside and playing ball with my son. Yeah. It's like, but maybe for like the social outcast that finds peace and tranquility and enjoyment in this other world that's been virtually created.
They're like, I can make a character of somebody I've always wanted to look like, go into this world and have since I'm in this world, or since I'm like completely in it, I can have a relationship with a beautiful woman who's probably like a 45-year-old man and not ever know, and just be completely content and happy and stuff.
And even if that person wants to play it until it literally physically and mentally kills them, then I mean, that's their choice.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am on it. It's just like, man, I don't know.
I've always lived by like a simple, like, I guess phrase you would call it, that everything's good in moderation.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I would never... Then again, I'm not everyone else, so I would never just sit there and just spend a whole day just lost in a world.
I'm sure if somebody plopped that device in front of me and I could, like literally feel like I'm in a world and I could fly around and stuff, I'd probably be in there all day.
I put in there some solid time, but I don't know. I always feel like I need to step away and do something else for a while.
If it was something I was super interested in, then... I feel like I could be treading on dangerous waters in the sense that, like, oh, in this game you can literally become a Jedi, and like you're basically living in the Star Wars universe, like in real time. Just you're wearing a machine or whatever.
Yeah, if we're talking about Star Wars, that's a different story.
Like Star Wars or Harry Potter or like Spider-Man or just fantasy worlds in general. That
now we're treading on some serious water.
Yeah. If it's just fantasy worlds that we're super interested in.
Harry Potter MMO, put yourself in the world.
Yeah, explore Hogwarts.
Goodness, holy crap.
And like life-size Hogwarts.
Go to class.
That's what I was thinking. Are we ever going to get there? Because like I'm sure people 100 years ago thought that we would never be where we are now, and like technology is just going and going and going. Like 10 years ago, like VR was just like a dream that like probably people were having, like, oh, can you imagine like being in these worlds? And now we're getting PlayStation VR, we got the Oculus Rift, and granted, they're not as good as like I'm describing, but like, because even right now I don't think that's possible. I don't think there's in the show these stuff like literally connects with your brain to as if you're controlling an actual body. I don't even think that's possible. And if that was possible, who knows if that could even be regulated and stuff, like just like in the show, which they trap everybody in there. Like I feel like if something's tampering with your brain, there's
you got to think about the controversy that would be around that as well. They'd be like, oh, the government's going to control your brain, it's just a government ploy,
like
and
a Matrix kind of thing.
I was thinking about that too. Like if I think there's even a movie like where people just
Matrix
live better better lives. No, they're forced.
Yeah.
But I forgot what it was. But like people just have the crap. What is the name?
Is
of
it
that movie?
it's has Tom Cruise in it, doesn't it?
Maybe.
Is it not Minority Report? Or am I thinking of
What
something
is
else?
that movie called?
I
One
know-
where he like goes to Earth and like gets stuff, and he comes back.
Oblivion?
Is it Oblivion?
You're
Am I
talking
thinking of
about a Tom
Oblivion?
Cruise movie?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of a movie where people just like live their lives as like somebody that's not even
I know what you're
them.
talking about. I can't
Yeah.
remember who's in it though.
Yeah, it's essentially that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that movie kind of goes through exactly what I'm talking about right now. How
Yeah.
But yeah, I completely agree with you. I feel like we wouldn't have any problems with that, and if somebody has a problem with that, then they probably need to. I mean, they're already going to be doing something else regardless. So
Right.
yeah, I kind of definitely agree with you in a sense, but I don't know. I would definitely be interested to see. Just I don't know. Just watching that made me think about like where we are in terms of VR.
Yeah.
And how far we can really progress with VR. And I don't think we really talked about it, but what do you guys think of Sony dropping Project Morpheus and just going straight up with PlayStation VR?
I think we already
I love
talked
that.
about
Did
that.
we
We
talk
did,
about that?
but- yeah.
Okay,
We can
cool.
go over it again.
Well, I said we liked it.
I like
But did we already talk about if we're getting it or not as well?
Yes.
We did? Okay.
I think
Alright,
we
so I
all
think we've
kind of
pretty
were in
much
agreement.
covered
It's like if it was at a decent price, we'd consider it.
Yeah, and I feel like exactly kind of what we're talking. I still don't feel like VR is advanced enough for me to want to really, really want it. Like kind of now it's just kind of like a novelty of like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Yep.
really cool.
For me, it's all about the games.
yeah, there
Mhm.
there
If you
aren't
release a good game, I'll probably get it.
there
so-
aren't going to be enough
Right.
games to, justify me buying this thing honestly, and
Yeah.
because I just don't feel like a lot of people are going to be buying it.
Mhm.
If it took off and like you were just getting game after game after game specifically made for this thing, like we're talking about, just like really putting you in the game, like fully first person interacting with people and stuff, then yes, I would totally be all about that,
Mm-hmm.
all in that. So
Cool.
So in this game, do you die? If you die in the game, do you die in real life?
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's intense.
yeah.
Is
It's
it a
entertaining.
video game or in the show?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is pretty cool because they like use terms and stuff. Like they're
Yeah.
partying up and everything. Like
Yeah.
they'll have a menu pop up and they're like, "Yeah, I'll join your
They're
party."
actually using like MMO terms.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly. Like they have a game mechanic called switching, where
Yeah.
like somebody will like aggro the boss and they'll switch in and out, and they'll have tanks and stuff up front. Granted, in the first part there are there's no magic, so there's no healers and stuff. That comes on later in the show.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool. But I really don't want to talk about the show. It got me thinking
Yeah.
in terms of where we are in VR in the game industry right now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and seeing that, I hope we continue on. I just hope that I can kind of just see VR going away, honestly,
Yeah.
in like the next couple of years, kind of like 3D.
Mhm.
How they were shoving 3D down everybody's throats. And
3D
then-
is still around though.
I know, but it came back like really good. And
Mhm.
now it's like, it used to be like, ooh, 3D gimmick. Like I automatically think of Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah.
Like going to see that, and it was like, ooh, like this is in
Yeah.
your face.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's just a part and it's accepted because it's done really well.
Mhm.
Like
Well, maybe that'll happen with VR.
maybe
be
it'll
done
just
really well.
kind of drop off because it's not selling well, nobody's taking advantage of it, and then somebody just comes back and they're just like, hey guys, we actually have something that is
Mhm.
freaking amazing, and everybody's like, holy crap, like
Yeah.
I have to have this, and it's affordable.
Mhm.
So it's just going to be one of the main things. But yeah.
Maybe IMAX will start developing games
What?
for VR.
Why IMAX?
I don't know. Just
Huh.
because they
My biggest
They
thing
really
is
take off
having
with 3D.
movies with VR with like 360 control, like being able to move your head completely around, like in a movie scene.
That'd be
and stuff.
I mean, they have 360-degree cameras. You've seen those, haven't you?
yeah.
On
Yeah, I've
YouTube?
seen things with. Okay, are you talking about like where you like can
Where
move?
you can-
When you're watching a YouTube video and you can like look like
Yeah.
at your own will manually.
Yeah,
just
with
look
your
around where they
phone?
are. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I was an ad came up of a girl driving a car,
Mm-hmm.
and it said skip, and I picked up my phone. And I noticed that the camera went up,
Yeah.
and then I put it back down,
Yeah.
and I flipped it on its side, and I was like looking around this entire car, and
Yeah.
it blew my mind because nobody told me about this.
Right.
I was just like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be freaking awesome in movies.
Fort
and
Minor
stuff.
actually released a music video that used that.
I heard
camera.
about that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Dude, That's awesome. People
I'll
need
have
to
to show
start
it to you.
doing that more.
There's a lot of people that blog that use those cameras, and there's cool videos of like 360-degree camera on like an air balloon, and like I think there's like a skydiving one too and stuff. It's pretty
just
cool.
crazy,
Dude,
that technology.
put that into like Oculus and stuff with like movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really awesome.
I wouldn't necessarily want that as a movie.
I feel like
I think it'd be an
cool.
interesting experience.
Maybe.
I don't know how transitions would work because
Yeah.
like you're in a scene and then all of a sudden just like boop, you're in another scene. And you're
That
looking
thing with that
around.
is you might miss something that you're meant to see. I don't know.
Well, I feel like
I guess if it was a certain
I mean, it gives you
experience,
that
it's like you're one of the characters, you're just kind of along for the ride, and you just, I guess you
Yeah.
see what you see.
I feel like somebody would have to take advantage of it and do it well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
My thing is everything in a movie is there for a reason, and if you start making it where you can control where you look in a movie, then some of the things that a director or whatever is putting into the film, like you wouldn't really be witnessing it. So I don't know.
no, I agree with you. I agree.
But
I agree with you
there
in
could be
some
room
things.
for both kinds of formats.
Yeah, I feel like you would have to. I mean, definitely keep this technology in mind. I don't think slapping it on something would really make it good. But if you like completely develop something in mind and like know exactly what you're talking about and keep that in mind, I think you could really make something up really cool.
Definitely.
But yeah, in terms of video games, VR's pretty cool.
VR's pretty cool.
yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe if we can figure out how to record, maybe we could get a It's Obvious Gaming VR set.
That's
do you
the
mean?
dream, right?
Like if we could do Let's Plays with it.
Oh,
like
a
if we could
360-degree camera? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
a
a
VR set.
PlayStation VR.
Oh, okay.
If there's a way, if it shows
some
up on your
rigs.
TV like Oculus does, people do with their computers and stuff. Maybe that would be interesting to do some stuff like that. If they make games that you can play with people on the outside, which I do think they've demoed stuff like that.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll just see. I really just need to know how much that is before I take a
We'll
step.
find out. When is it supposed to be coming out again?
Next year?
Early next year,
Early next year?
springtime.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, we should be
I
finding
think we
out
have an
fairly
official
soon.
date.
Yep. My guess is, well, what do you guys think it's going to cost? My guess is $400.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I would guess 300.
300?
Mm-hmm.
If it's
Are we talking about
300,
PlayStation VR?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess 300.
That would be nice. I feel like 300 is a good price.
Mhm.
I just feel like 400 and it's going to come with like a game or something for $400.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there'll be a bundle for $700.
For like PlayStation and VR.
PlayStation and VR
Yeah.
for $700. I can see that.
That's a
Mhm.
good
And then
deal.
the Microsoft HoloLens and Xbox, there's going to be a deal for $4,000 for that
Yeah.
because that's like $3,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as of now, it is for a dev kit, but who knows what the price is going to go down. I want to see that. And I've heard it's awesome. I want to like actually stick it on my head and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's the
That
hardest
demo was
thing.
cool.
That's the hardest thing to like advertise and stuff because
It
like,
is.
you really have to like.
It's all hard to advertise. They're gonna do the kind of thing where you know how like Best Buy and Target and all those stores have like, oh, the PlayStation, Xbox are set up. You can play some demos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see them having like a little setup in a store where you just plop on the helmet and they have the whatever PlayStation Move, correct? Is what you're using with the VR.
You can, yeah.
Okay, or whatever they plan on using primarily. Just people can mess around
Well,
with
notice your controllers have a light bar,
it. Yes.
so they're probably going to use that into, to some extent as well, moving your actual controller around.
Yeah.
But I feel like to get the full experience, you definitely need some moves with you.
Mhm.
Which who knows, maybe it'll come with some moves.
Yeah.
If I'm spending $400, I feel like some moves should come with it because those aren't expensive at all right now. You can go to GameStop and get them for like $15 or something. Like they're dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that might be easier to just go buy those if it's cheaper.
And going forward, it'll be interesting how these companies like advertise how to use these things or like cater them to try to get you to go out and buy them.
Dude, I swear, and I heard Greg Miller from Kind of Funny say something when we were watching their E3 stuff. When the screen went all the way out around, I thought that's how they were going to be demoing all the VR stuff on the stage, is having just giant screen that surrounds you, and they didn't say anything about it. I feel like that's kind of the only way to
Did they even
show it at
mention
conferences
VR?
for like literally 5 seconds. They were like,
Did they
"It's
say anything
here."
about Vita?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Vita's
They
like-
didn't say Vita.
It's almost dead. It's on its last life.
Makes me sad.
That's sad, but
They're still coming out with Vita games though, Japanese developers. As indies are always porting stuff to it and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always getting games every week and stuff. I like the Vita. Vita's nice. But I feel like if I went to Best Buy and popped one of those helmets on, and like if it's relatively awesome, I'm like such a fast buyer of things. I feel like I would just buy it right then.
Yeah.
And then like regret it like 2 hours later when I'm done playing that game.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, my mini game I bought is over now.
Yeah.
Then I like make everybody play it just show them how cool it is. And they're like, how much did you spend? I'm like, $400. And they're like, oh, well, that was a cool hour for $400.
Thanks for letting me play your $400 thing. I don't feel like playing it anymore.
Yep, exactly.
Speaking about being a fast buyer, I bought some Ray-Bans like maybe a month or two ago. They were like $250.
And you bought them?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I like took them out of the store. I was driving down the road and I was like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I turned around and brought them back.
I've done that.
15 minutes later, I brought them back.
Holy crap.
And I was like, yeah, I can't afford this right now. The guy was like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did that one time
Felt
with
so
shoes.
bad.
I went into a store with Zach and bought some Converse or something that were like really expensive back in the day. They're like $90. And back in the day, $90 to me was like $1 million. So wore them around North Point just to like see if I really liked them for like not even 30 minutes. And 20 minutes go by, I'm like, I can't afford these. And I took them back. And they're always so confused when you do that. And just people are just like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that before. I'm trying to think. No.
Just something
I've never
inside
done
me
that.
made me feel weird. Like
Yeah.
I shouldn't have bought
Oh, I pre-ordered when we were living at the apartment, and I was eating cheesy ramen sandwiches from how poor I was. I had
disgusting.
like 10 games pre-ordered, and I went into GameStop, and I knew I had $5 down on every game. So I was like, I needed to refund all these. It was like for $10 or like, I don't know. It was like, I think it was like $20.
You could have put all those
So
towards a game if you had that many.
I could have, but I had quite a few things pre-ordered, and I went there and I just wanted to eat, so I wanted to get like $20-30.
Oh my
so
God.
I can't believe how broke you were.
I was so broke. So I went and got my money back, and the guy was offended. He was
I remember you telling me this.
He was like, "What are you doing?" And I lied because I didn't want to tell him I was broke. I was like, I'm not into games anymore, dude."
Yeah.
And he was
Which
like,
is even worse than saying you just want to eat.
I know. He was just like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm just not into games anymore. He's like, it's only $5. He's like, I can just keep these here, like, if you wanna. And I'm like, no, I need the money back, man. And then I like went to McDonald's or something and spent like $10.
Just not into games anymore, man.
So I hadn't eaten for like a month.
Oh my God,
man.
I've bought things and regretted them, but I made myself keep them. Because I knew, I was like, I think in a week I'm gonna be glad I bought this. And I typically am. I forget about it. So I've never bought anything that like really effed me over. So I don't know. I would probably buy a VR and come home and be pretty content with it. I would have to buy a lot of VR games though to justify my purchase. Yeah. And then I always think about it's like my TV. It's like my poor TV. Like what did it do wrong? It did nothing wrong. It plays games very nicely, and I'm just like throwing it out. Yeah. So that's my biggest thing. Is like if I want to upgrade to like a massive TV, and then VR gets just like super popular and stuff, and it's just like pointless kind of. Well, for in a game sense, if every game's on VR, I don't know. But then again, you might get sick of it. You might get motion sickness. I don't know how all that stuff works, but anyways,
this is kind of off topic. But speaking about buying things, I've been looking at headsets recently, and those Astro headsets look so cool.
Yeah,
I've
heard a lot of good things about them.
Those are the ones
they're
that
so
light up.
expensive. There's some that do. I mean, they're like they have like A's on the earphones.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
They have like a little antenna right here.
What's the antenna for?
I don't know.
Connectivity.
So you can contact aliens.
It's probably like a wireless thing. But yeah, they just look like really nice headsets.
I like my gold headset.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I just want a headset that doesn't hurt my head.
Yeah, it never hurts me.
We must have different shaped heads.
I know I have a smaller head.
Because I know if I buy a $200 headset, which that is, it's not going to hurt my head. It's going to be a really nice headset.
So yeah. If your headset, if your freaking headphones that you broke, if they could make a headset like that, I would just throw money.
I don't know why headphone developers don't make cushions like that, because no other headphones I've ever worn have cushions as comfy as those.
Well, these Astros do have nice cushions on the ears. Yeah.
Well, so far we all spent $100 on those golds, and I like mine.
Yeah,
I love mine. It's just after like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like my head feels like it's gonna explode.
Nice.
So
yeah, never had that problem. The only thing that the PlayStation mic that came with it, holy crap! I wanted to like rip it out and like sling it around. Oh, it like killed the inside of my ears.
It's like, hey,
somebody shoved a knife
we're making you buy a headset.
Yeah. Well, did Xbox come with one?
Yeah, they're like a little dinky, a lot better than the PlayStation.
Well, I think they said it wasn't at first, and then they got so much backlash, and then we're like, yeah, just kidding. Yeah, that is better.
It's so much better than the PlayStation.
Yeah, right. Well, that was episode 29 of the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast, the show where my two best friends get together every week to discuss video games.
Without you.
Obviously, of course. My two best friends. Yeah, just y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not even here right now.
No.
And myself, of course, as you know. But yeah, if If you have any thoughts or comments on anything we talked about tonight, go to our first video and this video and leave us a comment. If you liked it, like it. If you want to see more from us, please subscribe. Go to our Instagram channel. Tell us how handsome we are. Our Instagram page.
How what we
channel
are?
or page. How ugly we are.
Yeah.
And say hey to
Or
us on
handsome.
Twitter too.
Yeah. Give us a shout on Twitter. We
Mm-hmm.
don't really do Facebook anymore, so go say hi to us there too.
Yes.
Our last post was like a Halo video.
I think our biggest thing is Instagram. Always have a lot of good pics.
Yeah, I enjoy using
from
Instagram.
his-
We have a
from
pretty
Twitter.
entertaining
This guy truly-
Instagram page. I
I feel like
say.
Facebook's the hardest. I mean, technically, it's not the hardest to connect on. I just feel like Facebook's the least popular out of the three.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if there's anyone out there that actually is avid on Facebook, say it now
I would
because
still
it'll.
say Facebook's the most popular. It's just like the least interesting.
I think
to me.
I think
like-
connecting with people that follow you, it's way easier on Twitter and
Mhm. It's just
Instagram.
way
Yeah, I
faster,
agree.
like,
Just
in
like
your
in
face.
general, Facebook is still the biggest
Yeah.
social network.
Yeah,
Mm.
and we've done advertising on Facebook, and it's really easy to get it out.
Yeah.
Granted, nobody really ever says anything.
No.
They just like it.
It's
for
just
no reason.
easier for someone to tweet or to comment on an Instagram picture than to like get
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Facebook and
Mhm.
blah,
For
blah,
some
blah.
reason, everybody in South America likes to like everything that you advertise on Facebook. for
Yeah, I
some
don't know why.
reason.
It's like it's mostly foreigners on
Yeah.
whenever you advertise it.
They're just like going down the page like.
Yeah, it's
everything.
weird. I don't know why
Yeah.
that is.
Please follow me back.
I like
Yeah.
don't like anything unless like you have to blow my mind if I'm gonna like something
Me too.
on anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen things I like legitimately like, and I just scroll past it.
yeah.
So,
That's the thing. That's why we
I'm a
we
big
don't.
liker.
I never get upset if like, oh, we only have like 2 likes on this video. I'm like, I'm the same way. I mean, I can see something that's the coolest thing ever, and I'll either not even think about liking it, or it won't impress me enough to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like this video. It's just I don't even think about it.
If I'm at the end of a video and somebody goes, "Hey, give this a like if you like it," it'll remind
Yes.
me. I'll be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'll move my hand down 2 centimeters and push this button for them."
Right. Mhm.
Hey, we
So-
do that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we
Oh,
do.
wow.
So I'm just kind of throwing out there. You should do the same
If you want to.
if you want to, of course.
Here's
Or-
a little reminder, but if you
Or
want to,
dislike it and please tell us why.
yeah,
Yeah.
give us a dislike.
Yeah, give us
that's
a
all right.
dislike.
We
don't
deserve
care.
it.
Yeah,
Give-
let's get this.
let us
Let's
have
get
it.
this video to 50 dislikes. That's our goal.
That'll probably happen.
That's fine. At least they're listening.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
Good
like
work.
I said, guys, we'll see y'all next week.
Everyone have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.